Hey there, thanks for signing in. Welcome to the picnic table ant chat. We start in half an hour after a bit of feeding in the multi-species tank. See you there. Hey there guys and girls, only 15 minutes left of this feeding before the interview starts. See you there. Hello there, and welcome to the Picnic Table and Chat, episode number 5 of season 2. Tonight we're going to have an open mic night, so I thought I'd leave it on the tank to make everyone feel more comfortable if they want to jump on. So whilst we're waiting for people to jump in with me, I'm going to have a little chat to you about my sponsors. First, we're going to talk about the Ant Lady. Now, we all know and love the Ant Lady. She's been an absolute awesome part of the community. She's also now supporting the Picnic Table Ant Chat as well. So a massive thanks to the Ant Lady. Check her out for all your ant keeping needs. And secondly, I want to have a massive chat and a big thank you to Ants Are Us, who is also sponsoring the event we're putting on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But obviously, Ants Are Us has been on the stream with us before. Chris is absolutely amazing, very knowledgeable, very friendly, a super helpful guy, to be completely honest. So if you haven't checked out Ants Are Us before, definitely give them a little look. And a massive thank you to Chris again for supporting both the Picnic Table Ant Chat and the event that we're putting on. And talking about the event, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So far, we've got the Ant Lady and Ants Are Us have confirmed. Myself and KB Ants have confirmed. And plenty more are going to be added to the bill over the next couple of months. Lots of emails have been sent. We're going to have a minimum of 10 vendors and loads of content creators and hopefully some guest speakers and lots of different stuff going on like that. Also, a massive thank you to Best Ants UK for putting up 3 raffle prizes. They're going to be in the forms of nests or formicariums or something really cool like that. So you'll be able to win yourself some raffle prizes as well if you want to get in on that, as well as having a look around all the vendors that turn up on the day. So overall, it's going to be a really cool event. It's at Fairfield School in Bristol. Location has been announced today. I was keeping that under wraps, but that has been announced now. Fairfield School in Bristol on the 27th of August. It's going to be really good. There's quite a lot of tickets. If you're under 13 or you have kids who are under 13, you can come in for free. There will be tickets on the door as well. Yeah, it's going to be a really good event. I'm super excited about it. Tickets are on sale now if you want to get in super early and get one just because they're there. But obviously, you don't have to get them now. You can wait months and months and months. There's going to be loads of tickets, so it shouldn't be an issue at all. Does anyone want to jump on the chat to me, or shall I just keep chatting? I can keep chatting if you want, but if anyone wants to jump in the chat, I shall put in the invite into the chat box now, into the comments. All you need to do is click the link invite thing. It'll take you through to the waiting room, put in your name, activate your microphone, turn off your camera, and then we are ready to go. You can come on and have a little chat. It doesn't have to be about ants. It can be about literally anything you want. I know a lot of you in the chat at the minute have been buying ants lately, so it'd be great to hear from you all properly about what you've been buying and how it's all going. My ant colonies are expanding at the minute. As you can see, this one's going absolutely nuts. Everyone's sort of coming out of hibernation at the moment as well, so it's super exciting for me. In fact, I fed some Lasius niger waxworms today, and they're fully out of hibernation. There was hundreds of them, so that was super exciting to watch. Also, I've got some new ants myself. I've got a new colony of Camponotus, and Visaf, you should definitely join, buddy. Like I say, we're just friendly chatting. There's no, no one's going to say anything here. Everyone's really cool in the chat, and it's really nice. So you should just jump on, buddy. Jump on. We'll have a little chat. Yeah, I've got a new colony of Camponotus. I can never pronounce it. The Japanese ones. They're really cool. Super awesome size. Super awesome colony. I got that from Best Ants UK, so I'm going to be doing a video on that soon on my channel. I'm really happy with them. They've been out and active and doing everything that they should be doing. You know what I mean? I'm super impressed with that colony. And to be honest, I'm in love with the setup. It's one of the newer setups, and I will be showing that in the video as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that video because it's a new setup and it looks really cool. I'm super impressed with it. Basically, he's taken on board everything that I've said in the past about his nests and he's changed them. So yeah, wow, I was super excited to see what it was like. And when I opened it, I was super excited as well because it was like, oh wow, he's done exactly what I wanted him to do. So yeah, super happy with that. And what else is in the news? I've got my ticket to AntCon. Who else has got a ticket to AntCon? If you have a ticket, just shout it out. Right, here we go. Our first person. Hello, if you want to say hello.
Hello.
Make sure your mic's working. Ah,
Can you
there
hear
you
me?
go. You all right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Do you want to introduce yourself for everyone in the chat?
All right. Yeah. Well, my name's Fraser. So, hello, everybody.
How are you doing, buddy? You good?
Yeah, I'm really good. Thank you. You?
Yeah, I'm really good. As always, super excited to crack on with all the ant stuff we got going on at the minute. It's so what's the word? There's so much going on at the minute. You know what I mean? Super excited about it all.
Yeah. Seen you doing an exhibition, aren't you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm planning. A big ant exhibition. There's going to be some other invert stalls there. It's not just going to be strictly ants, but it is mainly going to be based around ants.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So, how are your ants doing then?
My ants, they're all doing really well. I mean, even the colonies that I was a little bit concerned about, like my Myrmecorbida and my Mesobarbarus, they're all doing really well now with their new setups and whatnot. What about
Polyrachis
you?
are absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the Polyrachis are insane. What about you
They're
and
just
your
chowing
ants?
down.
They good?
Oh yeah, mine are great. I can't wait because right now I'm on holiday. So when I get back home, my carpenter ant queen, Camponotus ligniperda, she should have her first workers when I get back.
Ah, that should be cool. You'll have to obviously keep us updated on that. Was it a big brood pile? Are you expecting many workers?
She had 3 cocoons and a couple larvae, so the cocoons should have hatched by then.
That's decent. That's decent. Camponotus are so difficult in the starting stages, aren't they? So long to get going.
Yeah. I've only had carpenter ants once before, but they didn't survive because they had mites on them, I noticed.
Oh, see that's a nightmare. Did they come to you with mites already?
Yeah, they were just in a test tube when they arrived, and I just noticed underneath the queen, she had like one really big mite underneath her.
Oh no, that's pretty much the end of a colony at that size.
It was just her and one worker and no brood at all.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. That's the end of that colony. Then there's no time to save them really.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
it was Camponotus herculinus, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, see, I love the Hercs. They're one of my favourite ants, actually.
Yeah.
Like they're one of the largest, aren't they? Let's be honest. I like the sheer size of them.
Yeah, I can't really tell the difference between them and ligniperda though. They just look so similar.
Yes, I found that with quite a few of the Camponotus species. Actually, they're so dark and they just they all look the same. But I find the workers kind of look a bit different.
Yeah, because they have like the red backs, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
But quite often the queens look quite similar.
Yeah. I have a Formica rufibarbis colony as well that she hatched her first worker just before I went away.
Oh wow! That's one species that I'd love to keep. How are they doing?
Oh, they're doing great. I gave them like Wakushi. They do that like that sugar liquid or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
And they drank the whole thing out of the cotton.
yeah, nice, nice.
The
See
queen just
that stuff's like what's that like catnip, isn't it? It's like they absolutely go nuts for it.
yeah.
Right, that's what I use with all my colonies when I can. I try not to use honey and things when I can avoid it. Hey, Wakushi, thanks for signing in, buddy. Yeah, I try not to use honey and things if I can avoid it, just because I prefer to use like a ready-made syrup that I know should be good. You know.
Oh yeah. When I first started ant keeping 2 years ago, I had a Lasius flavus colony that had 4 queens and like around 30 or 40 workers, and I
Oh
gave them
no.
a big drop. I gave them a big drop of honey, and they all just drowned in it.
Yeah, yeah. See that I've had exactly that issue. I had uh, I had what was it, Mimica Ruba, and literally one night, let's say they just all decided to drown, and I ended up with a queen and 3 workers left, from like a colony of about 20 or 30, and it was just a nightmare. But I did manage to
That's a
save them.
shame.
They're doing quite well now. They're back up to about 12 workers from what I can tell, so they're doing all right.
Cool.
It's just been a very long process. I find if you have to like restart the ants like that, you've had an accident and you've
Mm.
got to like restart. I find it takes longer than if you were just starting in that founding stage. If you know what I mean, it just takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it takes
Thank you
ages, isn't
for
it?
subscribing, William. Sorry, say that again, buddy.
Oh yeah, it just takes ages. That's all. I had a
I'm just looking
Mesobarbarus
through the
colony.
comments. Yeah, go
All
on.
right. I had a Mesobarbarus colony once. Well, still do have her now, but they were a colony of 8 workers and a queen, and they all died off. But she's like later now. She's only got 3 workers, so it took ages for her to even get those.
Okay.
She's only just
Yeah,
starting
I
to
mean,
grow back again.
sometimes it happens like overnight, and sometimes it takes like years. It feels like.
Yeah. Not too long ago, I found I think it's Momica rubra or Momica ruginodis queen in an acorn for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just during the winter. I was looking for acorn ants, and
Yeah.
I was just scraping across some leaves and stuff where loads of acorns were, and I cracked open one, and it was just a queen just sitting there.
Oh, wow. See that I've obviously that happens with acorn ants, but I have heard of that. I suppose it's just like a safe space, isn't it? It's like a ready-made founding chamber.
Yeah, she had no brood though, sadly.
Yeah, yeah, that's typical.
I've got her in a I have one of those glass terrariums. I just put her in there and with her acorn and stuff, and
Yeah,
she's dug a nest somewhere. So hopefully she'll be all right in there because it's got like springtails and whatever she needs.
yeah, yeah. Everything that they need. Yeah. See, I find those sorts of colonies definitely prefer like the more natural setups.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I suppose it's humidity requirements and things like that. But yeah, definitely, some ants definitely just prefer the um, bioactive setups a bit better, don't they?
yeah. I had a Caruginodes colony as well with 3 queens,
Yeah.
and they had a bunch of larvae since like last summer, and they never grew or anything. They
Oh,
just sat around there doing nothing, and the colony only
well,
just died recently. But
could that be? Oh, and they died recently. Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe the heat wasn't quite right or something. They weren't growing.
Yeah, because they were just in one of the old Wakushi like founding nests, I think.
Yeah,
They were doing fine when I first got them. They had like around maybe 60, 70 workers. They just went down to 30 or 40 from then, and then just died slowly from then on. They were being fed and everything they ate, but just didn't want to grow
wow.
anymore for some reason.
See, that sucks. But I've had a colony or two like that, which they just kind of give up on life. They've like got no oomph
Yeah.
left. They just stop.
Mm. I mean, the queens
Or-
weren't laying or anything either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I've one of my Makaruba queens did that just for no reason at all. Just stopped laying, and the colony just slowly died out.
Yeah.
It's a massive shame. There was one there I could not put my finger on why. I tried everything. I tried new nests, new everything. You know, I could not put my finger on why.
Mm. Like they got fed protein and everything. They just gave up completely. Didn't want to
Yeah, yeah.
do anything.
I mean, I've even had colonies which will still take protein, but they're just not doing anything with it,
Yeah.
which is the most annoying because you expect if they're going to stop, they're going to stop altogether. But yeah, not all the time.
Mm. It's sometimes like the workers. How their social stomachs just fill up when they're eating.
Yeah,
It's weird because one of my colleagues, the workers ate all the food and drank up all the sugars I gave them, whatever, but they
yeah.
never fed the queen for some reason.
Oh, right. Well, sometimes I think some workers are just crap, to be honest. Like they just don't know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Mm.
You'd think they'd have that natural instinct, but it definitely seems they don't all have it.
It's like some newborn workers I had in my Fedole in Dick. It was just
Yeah.
a newborn worker was just one on their outworld. Just sitting around for some reason.
Yeah. Welcome to Answer Us. Chris has just popped into the chat as well. See, one thing I've recently found with one of my Mesobarbarus colonies that was struggling is like putting them in the natural setup. They've increased their activity like double. You know what I mean? I'm seeing workers all the time, whereas before,
Yeah.
it was like as they were feeding more and more at night time. Now they're like constantly out and about. But I think they're just enjoying that environment a lot more. You know.
Yeah. Fun
And
dance,
that's
just like natural
yeah,
setups.
yeah. I mean, the only problem with having Mesobarbarus in a natural setup is obviously the seeds. So I've looked in
They
today,
poo everywhere.
and there's like a field of grass growing out of the ground, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But oh well, I can cut that back, and it will, it will do its thing. It will be fine. It's just slightly irritating that there's just going to be like seeds popping up everywhere now.
Yeah. Like before they can eat them as well, they just grow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm guessing they've like dropped them, or I don't know. They haven't crushed them up enough to actually break them up and stop them from growing.
Do you have any Fedole colonies?
I did have Fedoli. I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Those ones. And they got to like their first workers, and then the colony just died, and I was really disappointed because I really wanted some Fedoli.
Because I mean,
I do plan to get some more.
They're apparently harvest ants.
Say that again.
They're apparently harvester ants because I ordered them off. It said it classes them as harvester ants because they do cheaper seeds and things. But I tried feeding my seeds in that, but they just didn't take it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on feeding ant seeds, right?
They just
Obviously,
leave
we know
there.
that harvester ants will eat seeds, but like other colonies, like Lasius niger and things like that, have been known to eat seeds as well, but it's just not as common.
Yeah. I tried weirdly once feeding mines. I don't know why, but what they did because I don't. Sometimes I watered their outlet,
Right, yeah.
in it a little, and then the seeds and leave them in the sand and grow.
Yeah.
Which is really.
So we've got a question come up from Mark. Does anyone know how many species of ants live in Great Britain? Now, I have a feeling it's somewhere close to around 50. Anthony Matters is here saying it's about 29. I'm not actually 100% sure how many species live in the UK, but there are loads, and most of them, like I say, are like you wouldn't guess how many there are just by guessing, if you know what I mean. There's lots that aren't commonly found, but they are here. So it's worth looking at, but last time I checked or whatever, I have a feeling it's around 50, but I am probably wrong. Open to correction, I believe is the term I should use.
Mainly Lasius, definitely in the UK.
Yeah. I mean, 51. Chris from Ants and Rock has just said, according to the Bronto has just said, according to the UK, it's around 51 species with 11 genuses. Thank you very much for answering those questions. So yeah, it is a lot of different species of ants actually, but like you say, we mainly just see Lasius niger running everywhere. I think you'd have to know where to find them, sort of thing, won't you?
Yeah. In Scotland, there's a lot of. I don't really see when I've been on holiday before. I don't really see Lasius up there. It's only Myrmica, really, because it's like always like rainy and cold up there. So it's perfect, like moisture for them, and there's just nests everywhere.
That's interesting. Now, I believe, again, I might be wrong, but I believe I read that a lot of the like species that are less common in England are found in the south, like nearer to me. But I might well be wrong.
I'm not sure.
No. It'd be interesting to get. Like,
I mean, in my area, I thought it'd be. Yeah.
Carry on, buddy. Sorry.
What I was saying is, in the area where I live, there's like an acorn in a coast near me, and if you've ever heard of this, but there's thousands of mounds of just Formica rufa colonies. I think it's one of those you know what they call sunnies, where they're all just combined.
Yeah,
and they just form trails across miles of the forest.
Wow. Yeah, see, they have been known
to how many there are.
Super colonies, haven't they?
If you
David
your hobby.
Attenborough did that episode on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For-
The I think it was like something like the Empire of the. I went to a mountainside somewhere.
yeah, that's it. I can't remember where it was, somewhere, but it was Formica, wasn't it? And there's also Argentine ants, I think, are doing it, and there's a few species that are starting to coordinate between nests and such and work together, which is really interesting. It's a great development of how the ants are adapting to like the way the world's working. Obviously, they're going to be lacking in resources and things compared to what they would have had in space. So it is really interesting to see how they're adapting. I think it'd be interesting to see if it carries on, if you know what I mean, if they become more adaptive and start working in between species and things like that. I mean, it has been known that some ants they won't necessarily work together, but they'll sort of ignore each other whilst the food is abundant, if you know what I mean. If there's no need for fighting, they try not to fight, though, from what I know. Yeah, Chris just says it's real-time evolution. That's it. It's like I said, it's really super interesting to watch.
When you say them, you don't really care if they're of hunting and that. I've lifted up a rock once, and it's just like two different species of just under the same, like right next to each other. Could just dig it. Me, but they don't each other. They just ignore.
Yeah, quite often you'll find like Lasius niger and Lasius flavus quite near each other, and they won't really fight, but they kind of inhabit sort of different areas. I mean, they both dig, but flavus are predominantly underground, whereas niger will send a lot of workers above ground. They tend to just sort of avoid each other, I find, unless there's need for conflict. I find there's no need for bloodshed, is there? It's not great for the colony to wipe out half its workers for no reason, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what's annoying about flavus when they're just underground all the time. Because my colonies, they never want to move out. Even if they have a really mobby test tube, they'll just stay in it for months until it like completely dries out. And it's just annoying sometimes.
The only thing I always suggest, like, never, when they're being stubborn like that, don't even bother trying to give them a new tube in the standard way. Just give them tubs and tubes set up and give them the second tube like open, and then they'll find it. They'll move in on their own time. But with them, you can't rush it, really, can you? Like, if you rush it, you're gonna cause stress, and they probably won't move anyways.
Yeah.
I hate.
Sometimes they won't even feed unless you put it like right next to them.
Yeah, well, that's what I tend to do wherever I put the test.
I mean, I've never.
Sorry, you talk, buddy.
No, you go. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying, whenever I do the tubs and tubes set up, I put in the test tube that's moldy. I leave it covered, and then I'll put in the new test tube literally right next to it, so the entrances are pretty much touching. I try and, like, even if there's like a barrier in the front of the test tube that they're using, I'll try and recreate that barrier at the front of the new test tube, just try and make it as welcoming as possible, you know. But quite often you'll find that they won't move in anyways. They'll just start using it as a second test tube.
Yeah. I've never really had large enough to need to into like a really big net. I mean, I've only been keeping for 2 years, so I've not got any really, really large colonies. The biggest one's probably got like 100 workers, and that's it.
Well, that's not too bad, though.
Yeah.
A couple of hundred. That's still exciting to watch. There's still activity at that level, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's for those. I love them. Like, if you give them like a dead spider or something, they even though it's dead, they'll just grab its legs and tear it off for some reason.
Yeah, pull it apart.
Just the way they hunt, really.
Strategy.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through the chat. I've just put in the link if anyone else wants to join into the open mic night. You're more than welcome to jump on with me and Fraser. Just reading through the chat. I was flicking it. Quite a lot of you have. Oh, Answer Us is jumping on. Brilliant. Quite a lot of you have bought into the. What's the word? Have bought the new generation of Wakushi stuff. That's the word I was looking for. Generation. You're going to have to let me know what it's like because I haven't used any of it yet, and you will get into it before me. So send me a message and let me know what it's like, how your colonies are doing. I want to see, basically. I want to see how it's getting on. And I'm sure everyone else wants to see as well. I've just added in Chris from Answer Us. So welcome,
hey guys,
Chris.
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, buddy.
Perfect. How's everyone doing? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad. I was going to say, I see at the bottom you put details at the Great Ant Exhibition, correct?
Yeah. Little bit of sly advertising there.
Have you been updating everyone in regards to that?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep everyone as updated as possible. I mean, I think I've gone over what I can remember of it.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm super excited for the event. To be honest, I think it'll be amazing.
It's got to be brilliant, isn't it? And now, it's really moving along at pace as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you should probably have it wrapped up in a couple of weeks now. Everything should be relatively organized.
Yeah. I mean, that was always the hope, to get it done early, in that way, like, if there was any unforeseen issues, we've got lots of time to sort of fix things and get it done right, if you know what I mean. That was always
of course. Yeah, so obviously everyone will just be super clear on all the details and everything like that in a short space of time, which is great.
Yeah, very, very soon. I'm hoping to have it all, like you say, within the next couple of weeks. I'll have all the details up on the web page and a lot more there to actually view.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I'm really looking forward to it. And I can see your poly dives are doing amazing.
Oh mate, they're going crazy at the minute. There's a good couple of thousand in there, and
wow.
They just
How many queens do you have?
Just 2 at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, just 2.
I would have thought they would have started to produce their lates now, have they?
They didn't this year, but we had some males. We had lots of drones this year, so I'm hoping this coming year we'll get lots of queens coming off as well.
And how long have you had this colony for?
About a year.
Really?
Maybe not even a whole year yet.
Wow. What size were they when you got them?
I think there were about 30 workers and 3 queens. One of the queens died a couple of months back. They pulled out her body, which was a bit of a shame, but the other 2 are going strong from what I can tell.
Wow, I mean, this is amazing progress, no? That's more than what you would expect in a year.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing so well. I've always loved and nurtured them, but they've exceeded my expectations massively.
And what's the average temperature you're keeping them at?
28 degrees.
Okay, and the humidity?
It is currently at 86%.
Oh wow, wow!
Yeah.
And this is all natural setup, no?
Yeah, that's the completely natural setup. And obviously around the tank there's gradients and whatnot. So there's hotter parts and colder parts and humider parts and so on. But they chose their own kind of nesting site, like right there.
And temperature-wise, is that a cooler part or a warmer part of the?
That is one of the warmer areas. The
Yeah.
coolest section is towards the pond area down that way. But that is one of the warmer areas. And in fact, during the summertime, they actually moved right into the corner there, which I realized was getting blasted every morning by sunlight. So
Oh wow!
they definitely enjoy the heat.
And then how can you get access to the brood, or can you see them, or are they all hiding?
It's kind of difficult, right? So I've managed to put a camera down the back of the tank and have a look at it whilst they were expanding. But
Yeah.
whilst they expand, they literally put silk on the whole of the back of the tank as well.
Oh wow!
So it becomes really difficult to see in there. But once or twice they've had like a mass expedition where they've moved huge amounts of brood. And it seems that when they're in stationary position within the nest, they don't leave the brood in piles. They tend to hold them. So my assumption is there's probably one worker for every egg or part of brood in the nest at the moment.
Wow! And how many are foraging? Probably as a percentage, you'll expect what, around 10%?
Yeah, normally about 10%, but I'd say there's probably around half of them. It's died
Wow.
down a little bit now, but when I first put the food out, they were everywhere.
And what was you feeding them?
Today it's waxworms, but their diet generally consists of dubia roaches and waxworms. They do have the occasional crickets, but to be honest, I just don't like using crickets because they're nightmares to deal with.
Yeah, they can. You don't feed live food, do you, or do you?
No. I always like to pre-kill my food.
Yeah.
Even when I've like dipped things in the hot water, the crickets have come back to life before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can be quite aggressive.
Yeah,
They can
in fact,
be dangerous for the ants, to be honest.
yeah. In fact, the one which came back to life was actually in the Polyrhacus enclosure in their smaller tank, and they were on top of him, basically started to dig in and have a bite, and the cricket managed to grab an ant and literally just bite its head off.
Wow,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh my God. So
Yeah,
I jumped in there with
yeah.
my tweezers and sorted that out. But yeah, what a nightmare. They can be really, really aggressive towards your ants.
Yeah, this is why I don't like feeding them, yeah. But they look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, waxworms. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, they look amazing. I said you ain't got crabs in there, have you? It's a different setup that you have your crabs in, right?
No, this is the one with the crabs.
Oh, really? Can you see them or?
Yeah. They come out occasionally, more around the pond area, obviously, but they do wander around the whole tank. They climb up the outside of the nest and all sorts. They don't actually seem bothered by the ants or anything at all. Occasionally, they might get a little nip and they'll kind of scarper off like the beetles do, but they've got quite hard exoskeletons, so I don't think.
Yeah, of course. They're quite rare, the crabs as well, no? The crabs that you have.
Yeah, they're
wild.
starting to die out in the wild, and
Yeah.
in captivity, they are quite hard to breed. Obviously, they are. I think there's more in captivity now than they expect there is in the wild.
Wow, and why are they dying out? Is that habitat loss?
Yeah, I have a feeling it's to do with the lack of habitat and deforestation. Basically, they are quite, what's the word, dependent on where they live. You know what I mean. They need quite a specific area. So if they're losing like the fresh water supplies and things like that, they'll just die out really fast.
And how you haven't managed to breed them, have you? No.
Yeah, I actually have. I was really lucky. I had 3 adults, and I was unable to sex them, obviously. But I assumed that 2 of them were males and 1 of them was a female. During, it was a couple of months back, I just looked in and I saw 2 baby crabs in there.
Whoa. And where did you put them? Did you isolate them?
Yeah, and that was super. No, I didn't. I left them to it, to be honest. I didn't want to reach in and try and grab at them or do anything. I just left them to it because they seemed to be really good parents as well. Like the adult crab was almost stood on top of these 2 younger crabs. And like I say, they just seem to be really good parents. So I've left them to it. And literally a couple of months have passed, and these baby crabs are now pretty much full-size crabs.
So you've got a total of 4 in there, or is it 5?
5 now.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So it might get to. Well, I've always said if it gets to the point where I do need to start reducing numbers, I've got spare tanks ready and waiting to isolate and whatever. But I think the numbers should start to level out about this.
Yeah, the crabs, they only last a couple of years, that species, I think, right?
Yeah, they don't live massively long. So I have a feeling like the adults will probably pass as we're expecting another load of babies, hopefully. But
Yeah.
I it might take off. I might end up with 100 crabs, and you never know.
Optimistic.
Yeah, I'm always optimistic. You know me.
That's good.
Always optimistic. Always thinking ahead and positive.
And how was your day today? How was the weather for you?
Oh, the weather down here was absolutely awful. I've got everyone in the comments requesting we do a duck race. I will do a duck race in just a few minutes, just so everyone knows.
I think they're addicted. They're addicted
They
to
are.
the duck races,
we
aren't
love
they?
duck races. Everyone goes nuts for them. But yeah, today the weather has just been insane. Obviously, living on this little island in the middle of the sea, like the wind's been shaking my house. It's been raining all day, and luckily I've had the day off work because yesterday was horrible being out in it. We had to we called it early, basically came home early and called it quits, which we never do. You know, we say we work in pretty much all weathers, but it gets to the point where it becomes almost dangerous.
Yeah, of course. And it's probably not going to get better over the next few days either, no?
No. So I mean, after this live stream finishes, I'm going to be calling my boss to find out what's happening tomorrow and see if we're doing anything. But I have a feeling I'm going to be home for a few days.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good time to make the most of it, right? The free time that you have.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a great opportunity for me to not be working so late. No, it's all good fun. I enjoy it, you know that. Right, let's set up a duck race.
I've never done a duck race before.
Have you not?
Are we selecting numbers? What's the range of the numbers?
Right, we have 9 people in the chat currently. So if you want a number,
I think Jazz has got number 5.
Yeah, Jazz has got number 4. Usually has number 5.
If I come off of StreamYard, will it keep me in the chat?
You can come back into the chat. I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can definitely come back in.
Click on the StreamYard link. You can come back in to the studio.
All right. I'm gonna try and do the question.
Yeah, no problem. Right. So we've got.
Well, we got 2 7s, so you're gonna have to change that.
Right, hang on. So now it's saying we've got 10 people in the chat.
Everyone's heard about the duck race. That's the problem.
That's it. They're coming in. So there's 10 ducks, and it's a 3-minute duck race. If you want to get in on it,
let me jump my number. Number two. Number
2. We have Answer Us at number 2. Wakushi number 4. Jazz at number 5. RS Design number 7. Ant Ramblings. You need to choose another number, buddy. Mark at 3. Okay, Ant Ramblings is 7. RS at 9. Antscapes, welcome, Ryan. Thanks for joining. I need to write this down to work out what numbers are actually left. I believe one.
How many are in the chat?
Yeah, that's it. It gets very confusing for me. There we go. My pen just gave up on me. Okay, so we've got you were number 2, weren't you, Chris?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we got 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 5, and 6.
Yeah, and then Anti was number 1, so I think all numbers are taken. Unless Resaf is here.
We still have number 10, I believe.
10, so Resaf maybe number 10.
Right, hang on. Antscapes, you can be. Hang on, right. Resaf's number 1. Antscapes can be number 10. And that is all numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is all numbers. Katrina, I'm afraid there's only 10 ducks, but you can definitely join in the next one. Screw it. I'll put in one more duck. So there's 11 ducks now. Everyone, that is it finalized. Remember your numbers. Wakushi has said that he will put in a prize. Are you happy to still do that, Wakushi? Can you just put in another message if you're happy to still put in a prize? Oh, he wants it for 5 minutes as well. Okay, so 5-minute duck race. Right, I think we are good to go. Everyone's got their numbers. And we are off. Some interesting numbers there.
Gonna be racing for quite a while.
Yeah, 5 minutes is quite a substantial race, but that's fine.
I think the ones at the back are playing it cool because they know it's a long game.
That's what I always do. Whenever I do my triathlons, I try and hold back to like the last few miles, then just push everything you've got. In fact, it's one of the things they taught us when I was boxing. Is you always got to save something for those last 10 minutes. You know?
How are the triathlons going? It must be quite intense, no?
Yeah, well, it's not been great for the last couple of years, to be honest, because of the whole COVID situation, but it's starting to get a bit better. I'm hoping to do the full Ironman this year, so that's like 70 miles on the bike and something else and something. It's quite a distance. That's going to be cool.
And in regards to training for that, how long would it take you to prepare for
it? Years, to be honest. I never stopped training, if you know what I mean. So I've built myself up. I did like a marathon, then I did a triathlon, and now because I'm obviously doing a lot more fitter and stronger, I'm moving up to the Ironman. But it's taken me probably about 4 or 5 years to get to the point where I am now, where I can comfortably say I can just jump in and do it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
The strongman events are probably the hardest ones to train for. Although boxing, again, is really hard to train for. You have to be on it with boxing. But the strongman events, sort of like the way you train, because the weights are so heavy, it puts you kind of out of training for another day or so. You can't do too much because it just does the central nervous system. So that's the ones that really kind of are hard to train for.
Yeah, because obviously with progression, his rest days are very important for doing something on such a massive scale.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I do train every single day, but some of those are my rest days, and the training's like a lot more relaxed and more, what's the word? More recovery based, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
And that sort of thing, working on twitch reflexes rather than lifting heavy weights. If you were to lift heavy weights every day, you just destroy your body.
Of course, you'll make no progress.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, I mean, I've lost about 2.5, maybe 3 inches of height.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and that's just because my body size and I'm lifting like I put a quarter of a ton on my back quite often and walk with it, and like you feel smaller afterwards. You like
I
lose
mean, probably
height.
your lower spine, no? Probably
Yeah,
puts a lot of
that's it.
stress. Yeah.
After any good like deadlifting session or something, I'll go and hang from a bar and just let my body kind of stretch itself back out.
Mm. And you train for quite a long time, though.
It is
A few
brilliant.
hours a day, right?
Yeah. So I start my training at 5 in the morning. I go for a run, and then I generally spend 2 hours in the gym in the morning, another hour on a bike during the day, and probably another hour in the evening, like either doing a body weight exercise or training for boxing.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Insane.
it sort of it took over my life,
Yeah.
but like in a good way, if you know what I mean. I gave up my full-time career with the council in an office and things like that because I just wanted to turn my passions into my jobs really and enjoy what I was doing again.
Yeah, that's obviously maybe working a 9 to 5, you wasn't happy, right? So you wanted to transition into something else.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I did love my job. My office job was amazing. I did some amazing work and helped so many people, but it just wasn't me. You know, that sort of environment is not soul destroying, but it's not that pumped, enthusiastic environment that I like. Whereas, like in the gym and things like that, we're all kind of revved up and raring.
Everyone's buzzing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's what I really like. Oh, that's number
11.
11. Number 11.
Wow. Lastminute.com.
Yeah. So that was Katrina. Well done, Katrina. You won. That was brilliant. Right, I'm going to mute that because the ducks don't stop quacking. Yeah, Antscapes, you were number 10, I believe.
Yeah, Katrina, I think she
Katrina
won, yeah.
got number 11. Oh, it's nice to see you here as well, Katrina. Thank you for joining us. I know you're very, very busy. Let's go back to the tank and have a look at the ants. There we go. Just a little bit of action tonight. What about you, Chris? Do you do any kind of gym training?
I do a lot. I do a lot of body weight training, and I go cardio. Do every Sunday. It's about a 7K run.
Oh, nice. So quite a substantial run, that.
Yeah. I like to keep fit because I think your like exercising is important for the mind as well as the body, right? And like the best way to de-stress is to exercise, I think. And if you have a good diet as well, I think it makes a difference. Because later in life, if you're not in good shape, you'll get chronic diseases like heart disease, like things like arthritis, type 2 diabetes, which will really affect your quality of life. And your health is the most important thing that you have. And you can't buy health, right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't look after your body, you can become very unhappy. So I think it's important.
No, I completely agree with that, especially with, like you say, the mental side of it as well, to de-stress. It's my it's my refuge is the gym. I go there even when I don't need to train, just to go in, like be in that environment. It really makes a massive difference, and I always come out smiling.
Yeah, and you just focus on one thing, and it's just that, and everything else is any problems or any worries that you have, it's completely gone, and you're just focused on that moment, right? And that's very important.
Yeah. And to be honest, my coach at the gym, he has He has the title strongest shoulders in the Southwest or something like that. He's
Really?
absolutely massive, but he's like the most enthusiastic, like upbeat person all the time. Even when he's there, like screaming in my face to do more, he's so smiley and enthusiastic. You just want to, like, you know what I mean? It rubs off on you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's always good to motivate and be positive towards others. I think it makes a big difference to yourself and to other people.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I say, I probably wouldn't be in the place I am now without his enthusiasm kind of pushing me on.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's great.
Yeah, yeah,
I think and also like exercise is like it can save like so many, like the NHS, for example, can save them a ton of money to
yeah,
prevent
yeah,
disease, right? Like diet and
yeah.
exercise is the two best things that you can do for yourself to prevent illness.
Yeah, completely. I mean, one of the other things that I do in my spare time is obviously, I've told everyone before, and I'm always very honest about my health conditions. I have emphysema, the brother disease to cystic fibrosis, and a few other things wrong with me. But I've used that. So now once a week, I get in contact. I have a Facebook group. It's currently got 120 members in it. They all have the same health conditions I have, and we bounce off each other and use that. Like, they use a lot of what I do in the fitness world to kind of get motivated, but it's not just about getting fit. It's about like just changing that attitude, if you know what I mean. Out of
Being more
I
positive.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do like really, really simple workouts and stuff. Like I say, once a week we do it. A really simple workout. Sometimes I have 10 people join. Sometimes I have like 30 people join. Completely worldwide as well. It's amazing, which means quite often.
So you're telling me you have CF and you can run a marathon? Wow.
I'm one
and
of the only
wow.
people that can compete with these conditions. Like, it's so rare, it's basically unheard of. There's a
I haven't heard of it, of anyone being able to compete with those conditions at the higher levels.
There's a bodybuilder that competes in obviously bodybuilding, but he's got it as well. Apart from me and him, I don't think there's anyone else really representing it.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, it just goes to show that if you put your mind to it, what you can achieve, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty much the message I come with, is if you don't give up, if you don't, never give up, never, just always keep pushing. There's always more you can do, always,
Yeah, like obviously, like for example, if you're in a race and you lose, or you can be like, oh, how did this happen? And you can look back and look in the areas to improve. And like sometimes, like maybe the strongest people get the hardest challenges in life.
Yeah. I mean, some people say you only get the challenges that you're built to handle or something, isn't it? I don't know the saying, but there's definitely that.
I mean, that is amazing. Do you take any medication
it changed my outlook.
Yeah. Do you take any medicines?
Medication wise, I'm on. Yeah, loads. I have to inject myself every month. I have to take around 20 something tablets a day, regular checkups and things like that, and quite a few big operations that I've had and things like that to deal with it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. I don't let it get me down. I'm always open and honest about it, and I try if I can.
Yeah, I think it's important. I guess a lot of people don't know about cystic fibrosis in a lot of detail.
Yeah, definitely. And I've actually got the brother disease to cystic fibrosis, which is even rarer. It's called bronchiectasis. It's basically the same thing.
Never heard of it. Yeah,
it affects a slightly different part of the lung.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was
But that,
from my understanding, your mucus, the way the mucus is a lot thicker than the average person, right?
yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
you're completely right. The mucus is a lot thicker, and like it basically starts to clog up those airways and things like that.
And does it have to do with the sodium and chlorine channels within your cells
It
that are not
it
allowing enough
has
water
been
to get into the
it has
mucus,
been
right?
mentioned, but
Yeah.
it's a difficult one. To be honest, we say that a lot of my health conditions are just down to the way that I grew up. I had quite a rough childhood as such, and I've just been left crap.
Wow.
It's all good. But I say I take it as it comes. I deal with it. I'm always open and honest as well, because quite often you'll hear me get out of breath or something like that. Just start randomly coughing.
Yeah, like I mean, it's amazing that you can do all these things. Really,
Yeah.
it's
See,
truly amazing.
it is amazing, and I do a lot, but then also it does have a massive effect on me as well. You know, so after a marathon, I might sleep for a day or two.
Oh wow,
You
yeah,
know, so
fair play.
it does.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not completely superhuman anymore. When I was about 23, 24, you could put me in a boxing ring and I could fight like 4 or 5 people at a time. And like now, if you put me in a boxing ring, I'm knackered after one fight.
wow, yeah, fair play.
Right. Just setting up another duck race. Wakushi has offered a £10 gift card for a 10-minute duck race.
Pound a minute.
Yeah. Right, let's set that up. Right, we've currently got 13 members in the chat. So if you want to, I'm just going to answer this quickly. Katrina, your mother has bronchiectasis, fibro, osteoarthritis, and loads of stuff, basically. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Bronchiectasis is pretty sucky, but to be honest, I'm kind of glad that you said that, because it's just nice to know someone else knows what I'm talking about. Right, so everyone's calling out their numbers. We have 10 people in the chat at a minute, so we're going to have 10 ducks.
Okay, then call me number 6.
Okay, we have Answer Us at number 6. We have Anti Matters is called number 6. Hang on, let me go through this. We got 6.
I can do
5,
7. I don't mind. 7's fine.
3, 2. Wakushi's number 3. Hang on. Wakushi's number 7. Katrina's number 7. Wakushi, you're getting there just like a second too slow each time.
So give me number 8. I'll take 8 then. I don't know if anyone's picked 8.
Chris, you're number 8. We've got, let's go from the top. Jazz, number 5. Ant Ramblings, number 2. Resaf, number 3. Anti Matters, number 6. We've got Katrina, number 7. Ants England, number 1. Market, number 9. So we've got 1, 2, 3. I think we've got 4 and 10 still available. I believe Yeah, Rakushi's got number 10. And the chat's just gone down to 9 people anyways, so that's probably about everyone. So let's get this duck race going. That one. We got Christmas duck, red duck, punk duck, purple duck, dark purple duck, wizard duck. Quite a few excited ducks ready on the line. It's going to be a very long race, so I'm going to keep the sound off so we can carry on chatting over the top of it.
Oh, Ants England's here as well.
Yeah, we've got lots of people in the chat today. It's been a really great evening again. I wasn't actually sure how many people were going to sign on tonight. I know a lot of people were very busy today when I was speaking to people in the chats earlier. As always,
wow.
I am honoured to have everyone here, especially honoured to have you here, Chris.
I mean, I do try. You dropped me the lot. I've been quite busy today setting up furniture. Terrible. Hate it.
Oh,
but yeah.
As in building furniture or moving it about?
No, building it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
You know how it is when you get like these horrible instructions and you have to decipher them.
Yeah. I normally request a coffee and send everyone away from me for a few hours.
So Katrina, yeah, that's great to hear about your Meso queen. Actually, it's amazing that she was your first queen. I'm glad. I have quite a few customers that do message me about the Meso barbarous colonies, and I do love to see pictures. I mean, you can just send a picture in the chat or email me a picture or video of the colony. It'll be great.
That's got to be like one of the best things about being an ant vendor, salesperson, whatever. What do you actually refer to yourself as? An ant shop?
Just people call me the Ant Man, right? So I just call myself the ant seller. I sell ants.
There you go.
But probably one of the nicest comments I've ever got from a customer was, I think, an email about this lady. She bought ants for her son for Christmas. He was terminally ill, and he was like, it was the best Christmas he ever had. And that was probably the single nicest comment I've ever received from anyone.
Yeah.
And those comments alone make it worth it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's life-changing, that sort of comment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, really makes you appreciate the work that you've done.
Awesome. Yeah, Ants England. That'll be great to see that as well. Even a video. I've seen them on your Instagram. They seem to be doing quite well.
Absolutely. Ants England's ducks taking a break. Just following these comments, they're making me laugh.
Yeah, Katrina, that's great to hear. What did you end up doing with the colony then? And which Alaceus species do you have? And how big are your ectomormex colonies? 5 is naked. Is 5 naked?
Yeah, 5 is naked. It's got a bit of a stripe going on. Number 1's purely naked. And number 8 as well, I think?
I think number 3 is in a world of its own.
Number 3's got some kind of messed up eye situation going on. I don't like the eye.
Must be the drugs.
Yeah, something's definitely got to it.
I mean, all ducks are naked, right? In theory, all ducks are naked.
I was just thinking.
Yeah,
that's literally just passed through my mind. Yeah, but I would quite like to see a duck in a hat.
You've probably known you've hit rock bottom when you see a duck in a hat, right?
Yeah, you've either hit rock bottom or you're on something. probably on what that duck's on.
Looks like number 8 is edging it, which is mine. Probably won't win, but
Yeah, Katrina, by the sounds of it, you have laziest Niger. Small,
yeah, I think so. I
backward.
agree. And so she gave it away, which is cool. Small that work.
They are definitely one of my favourite species. I know they don't really do a lot in the grand scheme of ants, but I do love laziest Niger.
Yeah, Stuta can be quite temperamental. Generally, a quite hard species to raise. But yeah, I agree. They're quite just their versatility and their resilience.
Yeah, that's it. Very resilient, and like they're quite exciting. You know, they form trails. They grow at a nice rate.
Yeah, and it's also interesting to see how the behavior changes in the colony from like a small colony to a bigger colony.
Yeah,
like in terms of their aggressiveness and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. That's something I've noticed with my Polyrhacus dives as well. Like, I used to be able to get fairly close to them. Now I can't, like, even put my hand in. They send out probably 20 or so workers to try and attack me.
Wow. And
Yeah.
are they sensitive to vibrations? Like if there's vibrations nearby, are they?
Not really. And I think that's obviously because they're weaver ants, they'd be used to, like, building up in the trees and stuff.
Mm.
So I think they are less bothered by vibrations.
You probably always see them with their gasters sticking up in your direction, huh? If you go to feed them.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, they sit in that kind of ready to attack position, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Apparently one's gonna make a comeback.
Well, yeah. It's so hard to guess. There's no way of telling until the last like 5 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, if number 3 takes a few more pills, I'm sure it'll win.
Some speed or something.
Yeah.
About my jumpsuit. Anyone think of a song about feet? I honestly cannot think of a song about feet. That's quite a random subject to write a song about.
Is this your ant chat on a Wednesday night talking about feet?
Yeah. These open mic nights can go anywhere. Last time,
yeah, I can tell.
About Star Wars. Yeah.
That's probably why you have to close them down at a certain time, right? Just be.
Yeah. I say after 11 o'clock, it tends to get crazy.
Probably people had a few drinks.
Yeah. See, I don't actually drink. Like, it's probably something that most people do whilst watching the streams and stuff. I just don't. I don't drink at all. I haven't for quite a while now.
Yeah, to be honest, I just drink socially. That's it. I don't drink at home. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
I mean, I used to. I do like a drink, but I'm Irish, so it was always sort of taught to me, if you're going to drink, you may as well do it properly. So I just don't anymore, you know.
Yeah,
too much like training, and it affects my competitions and things like that. So I just
I think obviously you're probably on a strict diet, right? So
you'd be surprised.
Really,
my diet is actually pretty if you're thinking health foods, it's awful.
Really?
I'm on 6,000 calories a day as a minimum, but there's no maximum amount. I just need to eat as much as I can all the time. Because I train so much as well, I don't have to worry about the fat intake and things like that. I literally just burn it all off. So
you
I'm
don't.
really lucky.
So something like say a McDonald's. Would you ever eat McDonald's?
Yes.
You would. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, number 9's just made a mad break for it.
I think 9's won.
Wow.
I think it's over.
Well done, number 9. And,
Die 6. What?
There we go. I believe that was Mark. But yeah, my diet. Sorry, I just got distracted then. Like I say, I can eat pretty much anything. Like quite often, I'll have my breakfast shake has about 1,300 calories in it. About an hour after that, I'll have a fry up, and then I'll be eating continuously throughout the day. But I'll sit down and have like a whole bag of donuts to myself, or a whole cake to myself, or anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. When I used to do boxing, like when I was strictly in boxing, I was still on almost the same diet, and I think it's to do with my health conditions as well. I just don't seem to put on weight.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the symptoms of your condition. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what do they call it? A catabolic disease. So it is actually like muscle wasting and that sort of thing. So it's like a constant battle to try and stay ahead of it. So I just eat and eat and eat. Yeah, no holding back. I don't. If I was to live on salads, I'd waste away. If you know what I mean. I kind of have to have that extra bit in my diet.
Yeah, well done, Mark, for the win.
Yeah, well done, Mark. Resaf is off. See you later, Resaf. Sorry, I've only just noticed. I was just going through my notebook a little bit, all the different things going on.
Probably going to be super busy, no? Probably your diary's probably super busy.
My diary, yeah, let's just say it's very, very busy at the moment. Like I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock. I went for my run and I got back at about 6:15. And then I instantly thought to myself, oh no, I haven't got enough time today. I'm already running behind. It's that sort of schedule at the minute. But like you say, like if we keep moving at this pace, it will all be done, won't it?
Yeah, of course. I think, once the hardest work's done in regards to obviously the exhibition, I think then you can just finesse it and get the rest sorted out.
Yeah,
I think you'll be. I think you'll be good the next couple of weeks, and you could de-stress and then just focus on the minor details, which is important, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I am lucky because obviously, when I worked for the council, I actually put on quite a few events like this. Obviously, not of ant nature, but I put on some quite large conventions and. In fact, I think the largest was around about 1,000 people.
Wow!
And it was
and you organised
MPs
the whole event.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I did have a team with me, but I was highly involved. I was like basically, I had a boss who put me in charge of the team, so I was like heading that team. But we all had an equal footing on it.
Okay. Yeah, Katrina, that would be great. I would like to see the progress and see how they're doing.
I do think having that that little bit of experience like is definitely helpful because I know the sorts of things that I need to look for and like extra expenses
Yeah,
and
and
things
probably
like that.
any potential hazards or issues.
Yeah, those sorts
down
of
the
things,
line
and
as
like
well,
the
right?
risk assessments and things like
Yeah,
that
of
I've done
course. Yeah.
before. So a lot of the formal side of it is fairly easy for me.
I think Ants England's buzzing for a duck race again. Calm down, calm down. You've had
I
two in
think
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they'd get rid of me and just keep it duck races all night if they could.
Mm.
Have you had a chance to look at the venue at all?
Not only what you told me. I've checked the pictures. I've checked some of the pictures.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I can't wait to actually go there and
view it. And
in
how,
person.
in regards to numbers that it can hold, how many do you think?
Well, I've been speaking to them today, and I've got the official numbers that they have is 400 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
But is that with or without the tables?
That's without tables.
Okay, yeah.
So we're looking at a couple of hundred, and then like a amount of leniency for children as well.
Of course, yeah. And in regards to speakers and having a place where speakers can speak, that option is available, right?
Yeah, that option is completely available. I'm looking at putting up a stage up one end so that we've got like a whole staged area and some seating out for them and everything. And I also spoke to them about getting food on site so we can hire a food van and have that sat outside. So that would be really cool as well.
And that's a possibility. And parking in regards to like parking as well.
Yeah, parking is on site. We have use of the school parking and the staff parking, so we have loads of parking on the site.
It's amazing. So you're all set, really, more or less.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, like everything's all good going ahead. As you know, it's non-stop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I guess it's going to be non-stop, for the next couple of weeks, and then you can just chill a bit.
Yeah, that's it. Like I said, I want to try and get as much of the booking, the people in done as possible, just so that we know who's officially coming. You know, that's like my main goal at the moment. Yeah,
of course. And then obviously, in regards to ticket sales and stuff, you'll probably advertise that more.
Yeah. I mean, I put it on the website just so that there's something there for vendors to look at if they are looking for more details and things. And obviously, if anyone is super keen and wanted to get a ticket right now, they are there. But I wasn't really going to advertise it until there's much more detail on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just sort of getting everything set up.
So just sorting out all the logistics. Then you can be like, "This is it. This is how it's going to go down.
That's
time, place, everything in between."
I'm doing a lot of it on my own as well. So I'm just sort of like, right, if I do the site now, I can do that then, and then I can. It's like a one thing after another process for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
Katrina's saying someone needs to smuggle her. She'll sleep on the floor. To be honest, I'll probably be sleeping on the floor somewhere. No, I've actually said for the Ant. Yeah, I said for AntCon, the one in Wales held by Rakushi and Antics, which I will also be going to because they've got a brilliant event planned as well. I'm probably gonna head over on the train like early morning, possibly the day before. I'll find a 24-hour gym so I can do my workout, and then like that will be how I fill my time. I'm not even going to bother with a hotel. I'll just go to a gym.
Ants England could camp in and sleep in a car. What's the point of camping if you sleep in a car?
That's a very good point. I had a conversation with someone earlier about camping. Now, I spent 6 months living in the forest of Scotland when I was younger, and we
Wow.
didn't take tents or anything like that. We were given a flint, a metal thing to rub against the flint, and a knife, and then we were basically instructed on how to survive. And it was amazing. So if there's
6 months, was it really that long?
yeah,
Wow.
it was either a make or break situation, and it definitely made me, if you know what I mean.
What about
It
everyone
started
else?
off.
What about, there must have been some friction when you guys are hungry and like thirsty and
Yeah, it was a challenge, but there wasn't really any friction really. Like we all we paired up really well. Like I worked in a group of 6 of us. We had regular visits by the people who were running the thing. One of them was staying with us, and we had supervision as well. I think I was 14 at the time, 15
Wow.
at the time. I was quite young.
Isn't that a child abuse? Like
Yeah,
6 months in the
you'd
forest.
think that, but it was set up by the social services and whatnot. Because obviously I was in foster care at the time.
Oh,
It
really?
was set
Wow.
up by them as like I think an activity to keep me occupied and out of the
Yeah,
way.
for 6 months.
Yeah. I can say at that time I had been kicked out of school. I was running out of foster care homes that would accept me as well. So it was like, stick him in the forest and see if he changes his ways, which I absolutely did.
It worked.
Yeah, completely. Like I didn't want to go back to the forest.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was a great experience. Like so much that I learned, and it developed me as a person. Like made me appreciate everything a lot more. Yeah, and like I say, some of the things I learned. If I look up at the sky, I can pretty much tell the time any time of day or night without looking at a clock.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's good fun, and it's skills that I want to pass on to my kids as well. Getting out to like nature, building your own shelter, that was really great fun. To start with, we had basically we just pulled over a couple of branches. During the night, we had badgers walking feet from our head, and we were just shaking in fear because they're quite large and quite scary. So we soon built a proper shelter and some little walls around it. Made
And how did you
benches.
get access to food and water?
Right, so we had to hunt. We laid traps for rabbits and things like that. We were also right next to one of the lakes in Scotland.
So you did
we
a bit of fishing.
Yeah, but we were quite well provided for by the people running it. They would come and give us tins of corned beef and some potatoes and things like that. And then if we caught anything, it would be a bonus.
Wow.
So yeah, it
was probably tired of potatoes, canned meat, and
oh yeah,
and fish by the end of it. No.
Yeah, when I got back to civilization, I remember sitting down at my nan's house for a roast, and I had pretty much forgotten how to use cutlery.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just completely alien to me. But it was good.
You're Tarzan of Scotland.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like it. The forest that we stayed in is the same forest they filmed the film Dog Soldiers, if you've seen that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, quite scary at night. And in the whole of the 6 months, we only had the chance to have one shower.
Wow.
We went.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, so we all got onto these mini buses, got taken to a campsite to have this one shower. We got there, got told that the showers weren't working, and the minibus took us back to the forest and said goodbye. And that was the end of it.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, so it was a great experience. It is something I always say to people, if you get the opportunity, go and do it, because it changes you. You've got to.
Yeah, I've done camping. I've done the Duke of Edinburgh's award. I don't know if you know about that. Yeah.
So when you did that, did you go down to Oakhampton to do your?
We done it in New Forest, which is just outside of London. So we did a lot there, which is good. I really enjoyed it. I think it was amazing. Obviously it's quite difficult, you know how it is. Yeah. And one time I was I remember going, and it was so cold I couldn't even fry my sausages.
Oh
Like I
wow.
remember I had sausages and they wouldn't fry because it was snowing, and it was just
Wow.
covered, just like thick inches of snow,
Yeah.
and to wake up to, and just I couldn't have breakfast. And then being the idiot that I was throwing snowballs around early in the morning, and my hands were so freezing.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't feel my hands. We was going home that day, but yeah. But what was amazing that day is when it was snowing, I saw a white squirrel.
Oh wow.
So apparently it's only like, yeah, the odds of seeing one is like a million to one or something ridiculous like that. Like they're so rare.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Wow. I've never seen one.
Yeah, so obviously those were amazing, and like being camping was like see shooting stars, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it taught me a lot, like about like navigating as well, and just like working with people in these conditions. It was fun. Like we got chased by cows, horses. Like yeah, it was crazy, you know. And you get to
Yeah.
meet different people as well. We got to meet different people from different groups as well.
Yeah. That's always been the thing for me. Meeting new people. I like meeting new people.
Yeah, it was really cool, and it's really different, especially for someone like me that grew up in the city, like in London, and you go out to these very open areas, and
Yeah.
to see like a completely different world. It's just
Yeah.
so different from what you are used to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I lived on Dartmoor for a vast majority of my life, and then I moved. Well, I lived in Plymouth, I lived in Exeter. So, yeah, I've seen both sides of it, and I completely appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I was on the moors, and after it was raining, I saw a rainbow, and
Yeah,
it's like really amazing views and stuff like that.
yeah. So, when I got put into foster care, that's when I moved over to Dartmoor, and that, like, coming from a town environment, like, the,
Mm.
I suppose we were all called chavs at the time. And then he dumped me in the middle of nowhere, basically. Like it, yeah. I really fell in love with the like open spaces and being able to like not see the horizon. You know, it just kept going as far as that I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really made it for me.
Seems like
In
everyone's
fact,
going to the Spillman Hotel for a big party.
the Spillman Hotel. Okay, okay, yeah. Listen, in all honesty, I haven't even looked at hotels. Like I say, I'll get a gym. It kind of suits me a bit better. I'll be too excited to sleep, if you know what I mean. And it'll just
That's
be,
amazing to hear, Mark. You're very lucky
what's that? Oh
if you've seen
wow,
that whole town with white squirrels.
yeah, wow, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh me, okay. Now, would you say that's because there's like a family of white squirrels that have bred more white squirrels, or just a genetic anomaly?
Well, it would any white animal is usually albinism, right? So it's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so it will be red eyes, white fur. If they're not naturally white, like polar bears, for example, right?
yeah.
So it will just be like albino squirrels, basically,
So
which
then that would
obviously
be,
is rare, but it's
yeah,
obviously going to be recessive. But if they interbreed, then the likelihood of that happening is higher.
yeah. That's insane. That it's, you know what I mean.
Hmm.
I mean, we've only got like rubbish grey squirrels around here, and they
So
can't climb up.
they're not albinos. So they might have to be they're probably a species that has white
Okay.
so of white fur. Like the grey squirrel that I saw was just basically a grey squirrel which was albino
Yeah,
and it
and
had red
that's
eyes.
rarer.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, I'm looking it up right
they
now.
do, but their fur reflects the all light on the UV spectrum, right? Just to keep them.
White squirrels are there. Oh, wow. But I'm going to share this page whilst I'm looking at it. Look at that.
Wow. So yeah, the recessive genes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recessive, it says, and a number of legends about how many came to be. But one is favourite that the royal families bought in the original white
Yeah, I
squirrels
used to have albino hamsters.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
See, I think they're more common, aren't they? Like,
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, but again, both parents have to carry the albino gene.
yeah. I wonder, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't be able to get albino ants, would you? That wouldn't work,
No, no.
would it?
It works with humans. It's mammals,
No,
right? So it'll be
because
mammals.
yeah, I've seen. Yeah, you imagine that. That one looks kind of a bit sus.
Taking some LSD.
Yeah, I like squirrels, but they kind of yeah. I like squirrels, but they always kind of make me think they're about to jump up me and eat my face or something. The ones we get round here, like, have no fear of humans at all. They will literally climb up your leg and see
Really?
what's in your
Wow.
pocket.
Wow.
Yeah,
Might be thieves.
which is fine. But I remember specifically when, yeah, I mean, we took the kids to go and feed the squirrels many years ago, and I had my eldest was walking with me, and my wife was pushing our younger two in a double pushchair, and this squirrel came running right at us, climbed up the child in the front of the pushchair, over her head onto
Wow.
the child in the second of the pushchair, and just sat on her stomach. My wife was there, like, going nuts, like grabbing the oldest one and running basically. I just had to like grab this squirrel and literally pick it up and take it off because it wasn't going to move. It wasn't scared of me.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're not dangerous or pose much of a threat, but they have got quite big teeth, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Like in London, in the parks, they're quiet. They would come up to you and basically they're quite intelligent. They know if you got food, give them some food,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So they're quite comfortable around humans, but they can be
yeah,
cautious
that's it.
depending on the situation, really. But they're cool. Like we have
And
a great
isn't it?
park here. Richmond is an amazing park.
I've heard of Richmond Park.
Yeah, they have deer there, which is really cool.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I even
in
found
London.
them. It is in London. I found a Tomonothorax queen there actually one time. I was quite
Awesome.
lucky, quite fortunate. It climbed on me. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I'm just trying to picture deer running around it. Like, I mean, I know they are getting in more urbanized places, aren't they?
Yeah. Like in Richmond, so the royals used to hunt them basically. So they'll have these
Okay.
parks where they would hunt the deer, and eventually the hunting was banned. So the deer would just breed and grow, and they became protected.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think on that
We
note, I
we
think I'm gonna head out. I've got a few things to do. So
yeah, no problem. Well, thank you very much, Chris, for joining me tonight, and thank you for helping me
yeah, it
go
was.
through
I'm
so
happy
much.
to be here.
Yeah.
And hello to everyone, and goodbye to everyone. It was fun. Loving the duck races. I
Yeah.
might become a regular gambler now.
And
I
it's
hope I
all
don't
down to
gamble my
me.
life away on a duck
Yeah.
race.
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, if I've started a bad habit, I do apologise.
I'm joking.
It's all
Great
good,
to see
buddy.
you guys too. Take care. See ya, Katrina. Bye, Ants England. Bye, Ants Rambling. See you guys.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. And that was Answer Us, Chris. Thank you massively to Chris for turning up tonight. That was a nice surprise. Again, Chris is a sponsor of the Picnic Table Live Ant Chat, and he is also sponsoring the Great Ant Exhibition event that we are putting on. So a massive thank you to Chris for being such an amazing guy all round and such a brilliant part of the community, giving so much back to us at the moment. So if there is anyone else that wants to jump on, you're more than welcome to. If not, I will probably call it quits at about 11 o'clock. It is 22 at this point in time. But I am here to keep you entertained until then. Right, that last comment by Ant Ramblings has just confused me. What have I missed? Music is more important than me for you. See me stroke. I'm very confused. I've missed something important in that chat. Background music. Okay. See, one thing I started to do with my background music is because I've obviously got a degree in music and I know a lot of musicians, I said to them to start sending me their backing tracks and stuff. So I've started building up a nice collection of backing tracks that you probably never heard before, and it'll be a nice little playlist to put alongside the picnic table and videos and stuff. Oh, sorry about that. I just went quiet for a minute whilst I coughed. Okay, so the feet are for the. Is that for the new Nest Outworld thingamajiggers? I'm just reading up on it, reading all the comments that I've missed. Guess what animal has the most teeth? Yeah, I would have said snails. They've got like thousands of teeth all around the edges, but like you just don't notice or see them. Yeah, I think having those feet on the outworlds and things makes a massive difference. Like say, if you see a lot of my setups, they're on. Like I was basically put two peas on top of each other until I get the right height. There you go, Antscapes. 14,000 teeth a snail has, like pretty much covered. What was I saying? Yeah, I like if you look at some of my setups, quite a lot of them are like sat on top of two peas and things like that, and just homemade feet. I think those feet really make the difference. Like say you can run a heat cable underneath it and things like that. Which is obviously important for a lot of species. Yeah, thanks for signing in, Anthony Matters. Thank you very much, and we shall speak again soon, buddy. Right, sorry I went a little bit quiet there. I've just got ants on one side and ants on the other, and I got obsessed watching them. You know what it's like. You know what it's like when you can't stop watching your ants. Speaking of which, I was out, what day was it? Yesterday or the day before? I got back from my run and my scorpion was still out in like daytime, which was really weird. Katrina, you fell asleep watching the live stream around 1 a.m., woke up in the morning to more live stream. Yeah, brilliant. I mean, there's going to be, I don't know how many hours worth of picnic table we've done now, probably quite a lot of hours. And some really fun ones as well. Just thinking back, some really great interviews we've done. Slowly and surely getting there. So I've just been updating my website a little bit. There's some more bits going into the shop and things like that at the moment. Some of the bioactive section is coming live on the shop today. Some of the merchandise is going up there on the shop today as well. It's all coming together, which is really nice and super exciting, obviously. And of course, I'm trying to get up as much information as I currently got onto the website about the Great Ant exhibition. And say there's a fair bit of details have been confirmed already. The venue and some of the people coming and what's actually going to be happening on the day. But obviously, I'm still just waiting to try and book in some more people for you because, like you say, we're going to have quite a lot of vendors there. It's a massive space that we've got. So there's going to be quite a lot of vendors. Luckily, I'm quite well connected, if you know what I mean. I know I have spoken to a lot of people, so I had a lot of people I could email. Not saying they'll all say yes, but I had a lot of people to email. And thank you very much, Katrina. That's really kind of you. I'm just trying to like I say, I had that idea of putting on a kind of ant convention like over a year ago now. I just wanted to like make it the best sort of event that I could possibly do. Um, you know, make it great for the community, sort of just make it awesome. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know a lot of men with dogs. Yeah, definitely. I'm always going to see a man about a dog and so on. But that's it. Like I say, I just want to put on a great event. I want to try and get as many people there as I can, like vendor wise, and just like make a really cool day of it. You know. And let's be honest, the more events we can get in every year would just be absolutely awesome. Like Wakushi and Antics is like, as we were saying, it's like the start of the season as such. Mine's towards the end of the season. Yeah, it's going to be great. There's no excuse not to come to both. You won't be offended if I drill extra holes in the outworld. I like sensors and fair enough. So, yeah, Ants England's just said, why didn't you see if you could have it added on? At literally the same time, Rikushi's like, you should have said. Brilliant. Anyone going to Taunton next weekend? Oh, for the invert show. It was one that I looked at, but I just couldn't commit the time to doing it, to be honest. Oh yeah, because you're like near Taunton, aren't you? To be fair, it's not far from where I am. Yeah, I would probably avoid trying to drill it myself, but that's just my opinion. Okay, you've got experience, Ant Mamlins, that's fair enough. If you've got experience with cutting holes into glass and stuff, I will not. I'll shut up. Oh, well, here's a bit of random news, actually, just thinking about it. I was sat here earlier at my desk, looking at my bullet ant office. What? I have not put Mario worms in alive, ever. I've not put in beetles. I have no idea where this Mario worms come from or how it's got in there. It's definitely in there. It's very irritating. But it will probably like pupate into a beetle, hatch, and probably get taken down by the bullet ants, I expect, because they're quite aggressive towards things like that. Yeah, beetles can be a bit irritating, but they're not too bad. I mean, the beetles I've got in the multi-species tank and the beetles I breed upstairs, they're all right. I hold them occasionally when I need to. They're all right, just a little bit beetly. They bully everything. In this tank, in my tanks, they get bullied. They are the smaller wimp, you could say. But if it's between Polyrachus dives and a darkling beetle, the dives are going to win every time. Well, right, I am going to wrap up the show now because I'm absolutely knackered, and we're going to save it for Sunday, where we should have some really awesome guests coming with us. I haven't got my notebook in front of me, so I can't tell you exactly who's coming on, to be completely honest. But I know we have some brilliant guests lined up for these next few picnic tables. We have Aesthetic Ants coming on in the start of March, and just some really great names coming on the show. Honestly, Ants England, I cannot tell you who's on Sunday because my brain's kind of is buzzing at me, if you know what I mean. I need my notebook, and that's upstairs. And I'm currently locked in this room, so I can't even get out until I turn everything off and make a phone call to my wife to come let me out. It's basically the best way of keeping me secure when I'm on these streams. But yeah, there are some great people on these next few shows. So as always, make sure you sign in, check it out, give me a little message, say hello, all of that lot, you know. But a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. We have Kevin Rogerson, Jason Walker, and Anthony Matters. You're all absolute legends for supporting me and my entire channel. We also have Ants Are Us and the Ant Lady for supporting the Picnic Table live streams. So a massive thank you to them as well. And the lights have just turned off, as you can tell. So you can't even see anything because I haven't turned the red lights on for some reason. That's my fault entirely. I will give you a message on Sunday, Katrina, to make sure you remember, not an issue. Is there anything else I need to say? Obviously, check out the website. There's more stuff going on in the shop. There's tickets to the Great Ant exhibition and a lot of details going on there. If you keep a regular eye on it, you'll be able to keep up to date with the details as they're going on. There's also the news and events section. Lots of news going on there currently and all the time at the moment. I've got regular updates going up on there. So check out the news and events section, and that will keep you posted on it all. Don't forget to check out Ant Antics and Wakushi's AntCon, because that event is going to be absolutely spectacular as well. We cannot wait to get to that one. So if you haven't already checked it out, check it out, get your ticket, because they're selling out super, super fast. And I think that's about everything. Obviously, I love you all. Thank you very much for signing in, talking to me, talking to each other, keeping everyone busy. And as always for me, I will see you again soon, Ant fans.